And we are live. Welcome, anyone, to the Gaming Chamber podcast. I am your host, Everett, aka 2B Security, aka the Beast with the Least. Yeah, I'm going to keep that going as my little intro. What is it? It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks since our last podcast. Some stuff has happened. We'll just say I was sick. We'll go with that as the basic explanation, but it was a little bit more than that.
Yeah, the
We don't
Black
need to get
Plague.
yes, I had the Black Plague. That's exactly what it was. Joining me as usual, the usual suspects, Devin, JJ. Guys, say what's up.
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh my god. It's like you guys never miss a step with your antics. Okay.
Not for you,
uh,
baby.
wow. Yeah. Again, we've missed a couple weeks. Unfortunately, there was a couple big things like Concord and all that. The studio being shut down. Didn't get to talk about that. But I mean, I don't know.
We talk
Real
about all the
quick,
fun Halloween events stuff.
real quick. I mean, we kind of all saw this coming, right? With was it Firewalk Studios? That was what is
Something like that.
like once Concord was being shut down, it made like, come on, let's be real here. So, anyways, yeah, there's still some good news though that we're gonna be talking about. There's still some stuff that, oh yeah, we've got some good stuff to talk about. But before we get into all those topics, uh, JJ, what have you been playing anything the past few weeks? What have you been up to?
Just chilling, man. Holiday stuff, and then playing some Black Ops 6 and some RuneScape. Mostly that's it. Nothing too crazy.
So basically, just the normal, but you know, past few weeks. All right, well,
Yeah, pretty much.
Devin, I know you've been playing Death Stranding, so I wanted. I don't know where you are because you said you were on the third chapter, right? Recently, but if you
Yes.
played more, just so far, what's your? Because yeah, there. That was another thing that happened. Death Stranding got released on the Xbox. Apparently, Kojima Productions now just straight up owns the rights to the Death Stranding IP. But correct me if I'm wrong. It still says Sony Entertainment Presents or something, right? When you boot up the
Yeah,
game.
it's very similar to like MLB, where
And Evan McPherson, sorry, but I'm watching the Chargers game.
I
Evan
saw
McPherson
that
just
too.
missed a
Yeah.
thank the maker, thank Odin. But yeah, keep going, Devin.
Yeah. No, it's very much like if you've played MLB the Show, like it still has like the Sony boot up shit,
Yeah.
but yeah, which I don't know. It's funny, but like part of the reason why I decided to buy it, like I wasn't really super interested in this game, but
Hmm.
like I kind of want to like support the idea of like support the sales of this game on multi-platform. So just multi-platform sales, just like to show that like I don't know, there was like an audience for this.
I get you. Just basically like when like Persona started showing up on Xbox, Final
Yeah.
Fantasy
I mean
games,
like it's a good I mean like so far I'm liking it. I mean like is it the most fun game I've ever played? No. Like there's a lot to like they throw a lot of shit at you like right away.
well,
Like it's kind of wild.
we were
It's
talking about. Remember I was
yeah.
saying like they said like, oh, he has like some kind of condition. I think I remember it was like called like the Dooms or some shit like that,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I remember seeing some of the gameplay. There's a lot that they're just like, oh yeah, this. They're like,
Yeah, and
okay,
then
I
you're
guess they're
just
not
like, or you're
explaining it.
like, was I supposed to read a book before this? Like,
Yeah,
can I get like a quick breakdown of like all this shit of like what the fuck it all means? Because like, goddamn, like, I feel like I'm right. I'm like some of the stuff I feel like they need to learn like a new language essentially. And I'm just like shit.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, it's like because like it's cool because it's not like other games, man. But it really like I don't know. It's like it is it is essentially a walking simulator. And like I got to the point where I got like a stun gun, um, and stuff like that. But like it's cool, like the interactive stuff with the community. Like there's cool elements to it, like how like other people build bridges, and then now like or ladder. They like I just went across someone else's bridge. People build ladders. People put like hooks in places and stuff like that. So then it allows you to like get to somewhere, and I don't know, it's fun. Like it has some cool elements to it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I played a little bit of Mario Party, a little bit of COD, and I think that's it. I need to play some Mario Luigi because I got that Brothership game, but I haven't got a chance to play that yet.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's cool. It's cool. As for me, I have not been playing much. Like I said, I was sick for a while, and then just the rest, I just kind of fell by the wayside, like gaming for a bit. So, but yeah, I gotta start getting back into playing, finishing up Call of Duty and play Death Stranding. Since you bought the game, gonna want to play it. All right. I guess we could go ahead and get into the news. I don't know, unless you guys have anything you wanted to bring up before.
No,
Nah,
Really, JJ? Nothing. You usually are
I
the
did
one who has
2 weeks
something
ago.
else. Well, again, stuff has happened. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
so it
go
doesn't
ahead
matter.
and get into this. Speaking of Call of Duty, actually, well, this is a quick one because it's a rumor. Call of Duty, I'm assuming Warzone, not maybe I guess Black Ops 6, right? Would
Dude, probably Black Ops 6, bro. There's a fucking metal dragon if you're talking about skins.
no,
It's a
well, no,
skin
this is
game.
a rumor. Um, that it's gonna get collaborations with Halo, Doom, and Gears. This is rumored. I'm seeing this. Haven't seen anything like
if
more
there's a gear
concrete.
skin, I'll buy it.
If there's a gear skin, I will
Dude,
definitely
I bet you it's
want to
a, I
get
bet
it.
you it's a cog, bro. It's gotta be a cog. Like, just a normal, like, Carmine looking
All right, never
motherfucker.
mind. I won't buy it then.
It's like, they ain't getting rockets, bro. Gotta,
I,
unless it's
I
gonna be like,
mean,
unless it's gonna be like the Warhammer shit, where it's like, I'll probably see a bear skin for sure.
if there was a Baird,
Well, I'd probably be Marcus and Dom if they're gonna do the whole,
yeah, if anything, it would be
E-Day shit.
Marcus and Dom because of E-Day. That's what I was thinking. That if they were gonna do something like that,
Just start building up hype for it as it gets closer. Release them.
Yeah, they probably have an event or some shit in COD too, where you can get like, cause they had like a chainsaw like attachment on Modern Warfare 3 for your gun, so I don't doubt at least these play on things like that.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, this will be cool. I would like to see some Gears. I want to see more Gears collaborations with stuff like. And I was saying this kind of a bit that like now that I don't remember, I had to have said this either right before the sale was completely finalized or right after. That like now that they own Activision, like Activision is theirs, Microsoft. That like Warzone can be basically be their Fortnite, and yeah, of course they're gonna have their anime skins and all this other stuff that they're gonna do, but you could put all your Gears, Halo, Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein, whatever else. Maybe not like Banjo Kazooie or but like Fable probably works.
But they can probably do some Banjo Kazooie. I don't doubt that like that. They can just have a little cause they had a Crash
Like
Bandicoot
Charms
in the
and
last
stuff,
COD.
right? Yeah, like
Yeah,
Charms.
Yeah, yeah. I
or
think like
fucking
Grenade
Kazooie
was
comes
from
out
Crash.
for an execution.
Oh God.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, you probably see more like Conquered and
yeah.
that
This is
shit.
their way to like really get that Xbox branding stuff and all that. Like whatever's under their umbrella, like in a popular game. Like obviously Warzone, I'm assuming it's at least the second most popular or maybe the third most popular like battle royale game. I'm assuming Fortnite's still number one, right? Like I wouldn't that
Probably.
that makes
I would
sense.
assume.
Maybe
I'm
the
gonna
new season because there's like Snoop Dogg and Eminem and shit in the Juice World.
hmm,
Nice spice, man.
but yeah. Well, I don't know. You guys got any more?
Pretty cool. Because we had like two CODs ago, Modern Warfare 2. We had Diablo collabs anyway.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could really put in a lot of different like they could even probably do like some kind of Forza Horizon like or Forza Motor,
Yeah,
maybe
car
more
skins.
Horizon. Not car skins, but like something where it's
We
like,
could do it
oh,
for
here's a
Warzone.
map. Like, yeah, for Warzone, like a map that's like maybe some car skins, but like a map that looks like part of Forza Horizon. Like they obviously it's been all over the world, but yeah, I don't know. To me, car skin sounds a little too plain, but I mean, yeah,
They look at PUBG. They got them fucking, was it McLaren? Right? Yeah, that shit was crazy.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Uh,
just add car skins or some shit. Maybe like a dude dress up as like a race car, like a driver or some shit. I don't know.
yeah.
Again, weapon charm or some shit like that. And
Yeah,
what'd be
that's
cool is
probably
like,
more
what
weapon
if you
charms and
bought
stuff.
E-Day? You know, what if you bought E-Day and it's like, oh, if you have that shit, then you get some cool exclusive shit for buying gears or some shit.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, this was a rumor. For all we know, it doesn't even happen at all. But if I'm Microsoft, I'm telling them,
I'm
hey, let's
telling
start.
you.
I'm telling you. All right, let's go ahead and move to the next thing. This one, I think this one will be a quick discussion. So, this is coming from Ubisoft themselves, but the Splinter Cell movie has been canceled because the production team, quote unquote, just couldn't get it right. I mean, I didn't even know they were going to make a movie, but apparently they are. They were. I know, Devin, right? You're like the bigger Splinter Cell fan, right? Between us three,
No, well, I think JJ probably is.
I
I mean,
thought it
I
was
like
you.
it, but
Okay, maybe then JJ, if you're the one, like, how does this hurt you?
No, I'd rather have them make a game. Because I bet you it's just, it probably is gonna be some generic like fucking spy movie kind of shit. It just seems like whatever. But not like, especially with how the Assassin's Creed movie was. I'm kind of glad we don't get it.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. Like, I think a Splinter Cell movie, even as like kind of a generic spy action thriller, could have worked
Yeah, it's just
just on the name itself. But you do have to. I don't know. I think because of movies like Mission Impossible and stuff, like it's not going to be Splinter Cell. It's going to be like that. It's going to be a generic action like spy thriller. Y-
yeah,
You're not going to have a lot of the like, oh, he's got to sneak around. They're going to do. I mean, shit. They probably do the stupid basic stuff too of like, oh, there's a evil organization that. Oh, here we go. The Chargers just scored. That should win them the game. There's 18 seconds left. Uh, yeah, I think they would just do like probably even the generic story of like there's like an evil organization that, or maybe not evil organization, but like, oh, don't trust his team or something. I don't know. That seems like the easiest.
yeah, it literally just be like, yeah, like a generic fucking spy action movie, espionage shit.
yeah, but that would
And
just piss off fans if it was just a generic like I don't know, or I don't know. Like I mean, like I feel like we already have like fucking Mission Impossible. It's like do we need another spy thriller? I don't know.
Yeah,
hmm
you're probably right. Do we really like? That's the one thing when it comes to movies. Like, and we're gonna talk about another like video game movie. Probably we'll talk about it right after this. But when it's a based on an IP that's not so fantastical, I guess you kind of can't. I think it's hard. Maybe not that it's hard, but it's like to be able to do a movie of like Splinter Cell or like I don't know, Assassin's Creed. Obviously, there's certain elements that have to be adapted to make it that. Like, oh, this is a Splinter Cell movie. This is an Assassin's Creed movie. This is a Gears of War movie. This is, what was a Borderlands? Well, maybe Borderlands is wrong. That's more fantastical. But what was another recent like video game movie that was just kind of generic in its, I don't know. But you get what I mean, right? Like if it's something like, oh, Splinter Cell is just kind of an act, like it's an espionage thing. So what made Splinter Cell? It was the fact that like when you had games like Metal Gear where you could just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna pick up my rocket launcher and just start killing dudes. Where Splinter Cell was, no, you need to hide and you need to sneak through, and if you're caught, like that's it. It was very like, no, it's gonna be almost realistic or whatever. So you can't do that in a movie where it's just like he has to sneak the entire time. It has to be like almost like a Mission Impossible level of action or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a Splinter Cell movie just because like an Assassin's Creed movie should work because what is like that. Whereas no, yeah, I don't know, Devin. I mean, do you think it could have even worked like fully?
No, like it would have to be like a really good game. I just don't think, or a really good movie. And I'm just like, I'm glad like at least they decided to like yeah, this ain't it, and then just said fuck it.
Yeah.
And they don't want another like Assassin's Creed movie, like incident where they try to do it and it didn't do so well.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Let's keep this movie train rolling. Talk about what I was referencing earlier. So the Sonic 3 movie's coming out next month, right? In
Hell yeah,
December.
dog! Can't
I'm
fucking
excited
wait.
for it. I hope you guys are excited for it too. Um, they've
I'm
come out.
watching that shit opening
Huh?
night, bro.
Oh,
I'm watching
yeah,
that shit opening
I
night.
want to watch it. Yeah. So they've come out and said that they're going to introduce a new character to set up future movies during Sonic 3. Which for me, I'm like, yes, let's keep this Sonic movie train going. I like so far the first two movies, love them. I'm
Yeah.
I'm almost positive I'm obviously hopeful, but I should like the third movie if they just keep it going. And I like the casting of Keanu Reeves as Shadow. That's pretty cool. I didn't like the Knuckles show, which sucks, but if I'm gonna get more of this Sonic universe, I'm all for it. Give me more Sonic. Like we don't have a lot of great franchise like movie franchises based on video games. Like when you think of that's based on a video game, how many shit, I'm trying to think. Have we got any video game franchises that have produced a trilogy of movies? No, huh?
I don't think so.
No, fuck. It's not really like a trilogy. They made
Oh,
three different ones. Hitman. Get that shit.
I don't know if they made
They're all again.
three. They made two. Actually, there was a video game franchise that it was terrible. The movies were terrible, but they did have three games. It was the Blood Rain movies. Um,
That seems
Yeah, the
familiar. Yeah,
first
I never
two.
watched it, but it's familiar.
I think the third one was set in like Nazi Germany or some shit like that. But the other two were set. I don't even know. All I know is what's her name? Kristana Loken, I want to say, is her name. The one who played the Terminatrix in the third Terminator movie. She plays
Uh,
Rain, at least in the first movie, and she shows her tits in that movie, so that's pretty cool.
what movie again? No, just kidding.
Yeah, what movie was this again?
Timestamp?
But other than that, I cannot think of. I mean, we don't even get like shows based off of video games that last more than like maybe a couple seasons.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Last of Us will probably go 3 or 4, just depending on.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because last was gonna be what? This is gonna be Ellie's. I'm assuming season 3 is gonna be Abby's. And then some, and then the fourth season probably Last of Us Part 3, and that probably be split into 2 other fucking seasons to milk that shit. Um,
Oh yeah, they're gonna milk as best they
Arcane.
can.
What about
Arcane
Arcane? I
only
think
had two
Arcane
seasons, right?
too. Yeah, but
Well,
they're
so
gonna.
far, second one just
Well,
came
they
out.
said
Well,
they
no,
did.
this
They
was
said
the
this
last
is only
season.
gonna be for that storyline.
The
Oh,
It's
sec,
really?
only
yeah,
for that
this,
storyline, but they do want to make other stuff part of the League of Legends universe, though, of other characters.
yeah, the Arcane. They said that this season is its last season. But
I haven't
yeah,
watched
they
any. I'm
definitely are
waiting
gonna.
till
Yeah.
next week to watch all of it though, because I hated like when it came out. I'm like, I can't wait any longer. So I'm just gonna wait till all of it comes out. Have you guys watched it?
No.
No, I
No.
have not actually.
I love this first season. She was fucking amazing.
I have. I do
I
want
was
to
I
watch
was
it.
really hoping it was gonna be super dog shit because from being a league player, I just wanted them to fail. But it was actually pretty slap though. It was
Oh
actually fucking
God,
good.
nobody
I
hates.
saw like,
Did you say it? Nobody hates League more than League of Legends players.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's dumb as shit, bro.
That's
I saw
fucking
this thing. It
hilarious.
was like people watching Arcane. I wonder. They're like, it's like I should, like, I think I might check out this game, League of Legends, based on. And they're like, people are like, no, don't,
Like,
don't do
just
it.
don't do it.
If you wanted somebody to tell you to kill yourself, this is fine.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
the daily chat for league.
so like, okay, what character do you think they're gonna introduce? Because obviously the Shadow's in it, and obviously we have
I have
Knuckles
a
and
few. I have a
Spoiler
few.
alert.
I have 3 different ones.
who? Okay, who?
3
Let's hear
choices.
your what you think.
I got Amy,
As like
Metal
to set up for.
Sonic.
Hold on. Amy, you think is good enough for them to set up more movies?
Look at Tails.
No. Tails wasn't the setup for
So Tails came
he.
out at
I
the
mean,
end
he
of the
was
first one.
yeah. He came at the end of the first one, but he wasn't like a setup like for that. We all knew the next like one had to be major character to be introduced was going to be Knuckles. Tails was just I think
Not
more like,
Tails.
oh hey, we're gonna have Tails. Like we all knew Knuckles had
They
to
have
be
to have
like.
Tails.
I'm just saying like Amy doesn't seem like if they introduce her, they're gonna do it the same way they did with Tails. This is
Yeah.
them to set up
The,
more movies.
again, they gotta
Yeah.
get people. Maybe what was it? The cat? Fuck. No, I'm just
Big
kidding.
the Cat.
Yeah, Big the Cat.
But
No, Metal
your second
Sonic,
one, Metal
and
Sonic, seems like it.
I really wanted Metal Sonic to be the third one, bro. I really fucking wanted, but I'm sick aside with Shadow. But because I watched the OVA of Sonic, with Metal Sonic, and actually that was like one of my first shit that I ever watched for Sonic was that one like the '90s.
Yeah.
And I just thought Metal Sonic was cool as fuck. His design is badass as shit. The way he didn't run, he just fucking hovered and just giant jet engine in his back. Look cool as fuck. But seeing him in live action would probably be super dope as fuck. And like maybe he might come out in this one. I was just maybe like hella reaching like what if like Shadow and Sonic obviously fight and they're kind of like cool with each other, but they're like, hey, there's a bigger threat. We should probably kick that ass, kind of shit. And maybe Metal Sonic, but I doubt it. And maybe Chaos.
Chaos? You think
That's a
Chaos?
blue.
I mean, so that's why I'm thinking. Like if they're talking specifically that they're setting up movies, I'm thinking it's Metal Sonic or Chaos. Like if they're like, oh, we're gonna introduce Silver, which would be kind of weird, or like Big the Cat or Amy, like, yeah, okay, but that's not really a setup for what's
Big the
coming
Cat would just
next.
be like a joke.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
got to be some bullshit, bro. Like you see him
to
do
They
this shit
should
at the end of the movie.
they should do like a Big the Cat, like a mid end credit scene. So like people are like, is that
that's
the
it.
character people were thinking of? And then
Yeah,
it's obviously somebody else after.
Well, maybe Silver, but like I feel like Silver's is coming in too early,
I mean
in my opinion.
they're kind of speed running like the timeline of characters, because obviously, like, what, the original Sonic game came out in, I don't know, I want to say like '93 or some shit. Um, and we got Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic Adventure 2, which came out in, I
2000,
want to say
right?
like 2000.
91. Um,
Oh,
91.
the first one was '91.
Yeah.
Damn, I was off by 2 years.
So when you were what 20 ever? You were 20 then?
I was -2. I'm -2.
And Sonic Adventure 2 came out
That one I think came out
around mid
early
2000s,
2000. That was early
2004,
2000s.
2005. Sonic Adventure 2,
2001. 2001.
2001. I cannot believe it came out in 2001. That sounds weird to hear. That it
Sounds
was
made
only
up.
10 years. It sounds made up. It sounds made up. So, okay,
Because I
it
think
took
so
10
Sonic
years for them
Adventure.
to introduce Shadow.
Yeah,
Like,
they did kind of go over Sonic Adventure. Yeah, so the chaos even there. They had to add
oh,
in
you know what?
to
That makes more sense because that terrible Xbox 360 Sonic the Hedgehog game where he kisses a
oh,
human
06.
was '06. And they
Well,
introduced
fucking
Silver in that.
Shadow fucking loves the fucking human chick too. So was it Maria? So
Maria? No, Maria's Shadow. I don't
I'm
remember.
not saying like Shadow likes the other one. I fucking don't know the Sonic one, dude. I played
Elise.
like one
I think it's Elise. My brother right now, he's telling me the name is Elise. Fun fact, my brother
Your
Vicente,
brother's a dipshit.
Vince, uh, he played that game. And not only did he beat it, but he like played it.
Like, enjoyed it.
I don't know if he enjoyed it. Maybe at the time
time.
he
Like I got
enjoyed it. And looking back, he's like, what the fuck was wrong with me? But he played it. He played a lot of it. He was actually playing that game.
yeah, I played a lot of it too back then. My dad was like, if I wanted to get that game, it was just that game and another game I couldn't remember. But like again, I liked Adventure 2, so I'm like, I want to play Sonic. This is so cool. And then I was just playing around with it. It was whatever, and I saw like it was obviously more back into the original like Sonic Adventure game, where you like run around the city and find do your missions that way, compared to Sonic Adventure 2, where you just go mission to mission, mission like that, just one after the other,
Yeah.
which I like more. But I think my little pea brain's like, I'm gonna play Halo now. You know, shit like that. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck.
So yeah.
But I
Oh
don't know.
well.
I think Silver is kind of a cool character concept. It's just like fucking Trunks from
So
DBZ.
I think Silver could be an introduction for that. In that, like, if you played Sonic '06 or at least remember it, like he comes from the future. If I'm remembering correctly, he comes from the future and it's like an apocalypse world or something.
Yeah.
So maybe that would be like if they introduce him, they're setting up that like he's like coming back like I'm here because the future's fucked. I'm here to help you
Like
save it.
what if that was the ending where like, they fight something and then Silver comes back from the
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that could be the ending, like after credit shit or something. Isn't Rouge the Bat supposed to be in here in the second Sonic 3?
That I don't know.
I thought she was gonna be in the game. I mean the movie. No.
I wonder if they want to. That might be a character they probably might want to steer clear of, even though she's very popular, because it's bad enough with Rule 34, like just her video game form. But if they introduce a quote unquote live action Rouge of that, forget it. Forget it. I just I don't see the internet surviving. The furries will just I just yeah, I just I don't know.
But she was a part of Shadow's team though.
Yeah, that's true. She was a part of
Like
Shadow
she's
2.
supposed to be like the game is supposed to be. You already know like fucking the opposite of fucking Knuckles. So
Yeah, I know. Devin, any predictions or any thoughts on what characters or just anything?
I think Metal Sonic would be cool. Same with like Chaos, right? Yeah, but
the blue fuck, yeah.
Chaos was
yeah,
from Sonic 1, so I'm actually that would make more sense to probably introduce Chaos. At least I
but
think it's from
yeah,
Sonic Adventure 1.
Yeah, it is.
but yeah,
And
those
it
would
comes out in
be.
oh 06. I thought it comes out in oh 06 too. Like another like an upgraded version, some weird shit.
I don't
I don't know, I barely played.
remember.
I barely played. I can't like my brain. I think just fucking scrapped that shit out of my existence.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for it. I mean, like you said, as long as they continue the trend of the first two movies, like I'll be happy.
yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's keep it in the realm of movies, I guess somehow, because this doesn't really have to do with video games, but it does kind of involve video games. So Disney, they're preparing for their current CEO Bob Iger when he retires. In this tweet, they put again in parentheses. I forgot actually did retire at one point and then came back. But they're preparing. They're looking to tap Andrew Wilson, who's the current CEO of EA, uh, to basically just at least he's in the running. He's not. He might be like the top prospect or whatever. I don't know. But they want him to replace Bob Iger when he inevitably retires. And I don't understand how they go from a guy who's run movies in Bob Iger to a guy who's run video games badly, I might add, a video game company to want like I don't understand what their logic is. But hey, it's Disney. Uh, it's not like they make the smartest decisions with everything they do. Just look at Star Wars. uh, yeah, I don't know. You guys got like Devin? What do you think about this? Like,
Kind of makes. I mean, like I'd have to look more. It probably just depends on how they view success. Because I mean, like the way it works in the corporate world, it doesn't matter if you're coming from one area to another. It's just like, did you deliver results? So it's like, if they view his shit as delivering results, then which I don't know, I probably wouldn't just because EA, but that's me.
That would make
that's
sense.
what I'm more like it to me it makes sense to want to go for someone like as much as people hated him or still hate him. To me, it would make sense to go for like the guy who ran Activision. I'm now forgetting his name. Bobby Kotick.
Baba Kodak, Kodak, bro,
To
whatever the
me,
fuck.
he makes more sense if you're going for a video game guy. And the reason is, as much as people did not like Bobby Kotick, I understand why people didn't like Bobby Kotick. Thing is, he ran Activision into the most successful video game publisher in the world. Whether people like Call of Duty or not or whatever, he ran that company to the top. They ended up, to the point where they could buy Blizzard, which obviously helped. But Call of Duty was the number one, uh, has been the number one video game for fucking years. Even though, like, yeah, there was Hogwarts Legacy, what 1 or 2 years ago, whatever, was like the number one selling game or whatever. Call of Duty, and especially with Black Ops 6 being as popular as it is, and everyone's saying like, "Oh, Call of Duty's back," like it's you know that's him. That's him saying like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and it's gonna make us money. Yeah, it's an unpopular thing, but it made them money. So for me, I don't understand the Andrew Wilson like choice because EA has like their stock has not been as high as it should be, and even with like what right their latest game they released is Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I mean,
That's just getting ripped apart.
it's getting ripped apart, but like it got great reviews. It was getting a lot of great reviews, from all the mainstream outlets, which, it's not
Yeah,
like
but
people,
right.
yeah. But like if you look through all you know, the noise and all that stuff, it doesn't look like it's selling well. Because usually, video game companies tout like, oh yeah, it's this is how much it made. They did say it was like their best selling game, which doesn't mean a lot nowadays when games sell for $70 to like 120, $130 for a version. So it's like, okay, it's made the most money in like its opening weekend kind of thing, whatever you want to say, or its first week. But what was the drop off? And like they haven't really said numbers on the latest Dragon Age game. And yeah, if you're online, like people do not like that game. A lot of people do not like the game for a myriad of reasons. Like it is not popular, we'll say. And like, you know, when you look at EA, like it's not like they've been releasing hit after hit after hit after hit. What was the before? Oof, I can't even think. What would you say is the last big EA game that was like this was a hit?
Dead Space remake?
Yeah, Dead Space remake. Yeah.
And that's a remake of a game that everyone's been wanting for years. Like they wanted that remake. But okay, so take out the Dead Space remake or just remakes in general. Something like a sequel or a new release. What was their last big hit?
Battlefield 1, in my opinion.
Maybe Battlefield 1?
I think a lot of people like
Yeah.
Battlefield 1.
And when did that come out?
2017?
You
When
know,
did
a long time ago.
they published It Takes Two, right? I mean, that was a
Oh, that already still plays the fuck out of the game.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
That's true. Hey, he answered the question.
yeah, that one game of the years, bro.
Yeah, and then GTA got pissed because they won.
okay, so they have. There we go. It Takes Two. But before that, probably was Battlefield 1, and before that, like
Battlefield, whatever the other Battlefield was.
Battlefield 4 or something. Like
Something
it's
like
been
that.
Battlefield, but like even the latest Battlefield game was not like it's gotten a healthy player base, I assume now, but like almost a little too late for it. They have it Apex Legends, which
But I think
probably
that's like not even that good right now.
yeah.
Especially
It,
with that whole that dude like what
I
was it
mean,
hacked the fucking
they
shit out of
release
it.
Madden every year,
I
and that
think
obviously makes money for them. But
did they do FIFA?
what was it called? FIFA now? Is it called I think it's called like EAFC now, isn't it?
Something like that.
Because
Yeah.
they like lost the license for
They
like
lost
FIFA,
the
right?
license to FIFA. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like EA's not been. I mean, you get all that stupid shit where like, oh, the worst company in the world or whatever is EA. I'm like, really? They're the they're the worst actual company in the world when it gets voted. Like, remember that was happening for a while? Like, really? Them? Maybe not the fucking companies that actually try to fuck over people. A video game company that makes like unpopular decisions. That's the worst company in the world.
Yeah, I think it's just when they like lay off people and stuff. I think that's just what it's going by. The worst companies when they just like those like surprise layoffs and shit
Yeah.
like that.
And then they get fat ass checks the year. So they all made.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just I'm trying to think of why they would want to go with a guy who's led a company for, I think the tweet said 11 years he's led the company, but like has not led
It's
them.
like when you get like high up in that CEO level and shit like that, it's all about fucking schmoozing. Like that guy's probably just a professional fucking. His nose is probably so fucking brown for being up so many people's assholes. Like it's probably ridiculous. Like that's all he is, a professional schmoozer.
Maybe.
Makes sense.
You're probably right.
I fucking hate like the corporate world. Having worked in corporate, I fucking hate it. It's the fucking worst.
Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, that's a thing. All right. This is going to be a short episode, I think, in our return.
Fucking Everett episode.
Yeah, we only have a couple things. I mean, these are probably the biggest things. Specifically, one of them is clearly the biggest thing of the past week. But I would say this is the second biggest thing that we're going to talk about right now. So the Game Awards. Tomorrow they're going to do their nominations. Honestly,
Do you
I
think
don't
we're
care about
gonna make it?
Huh?
Do you think we're gonna make it? Like, do you think we're gonna get an invite?
Content
Yeah,
creator
I think
of the
so.
year. Yeah.
I think we'll
Cool.
be nominated for Content
Cool,
Creator
cool,
of the
cool,
Year.
cool,
Yeah,
cool, cool, cool.
So
Yeah. If not, I blame Jeff Keighley.
exactly.
He's racist.
He's racist to two Hispanics and a white guy that wants to be black.
2 peas in a pod, bro. 2 beans in a pod.
2 beans and yeah, exactly. So yeah, they're gonna have their nominations tomorrow. We'll talk about that next week and all that. But so they've released it was part of an FAQ, frequently asked questions for the people who don't understand that, JJ. Uh, they're now expanding like what's eligible for all categories. So we'll just go with like maybe game of the year kind of stuff. Uh, New game seasons, expansion packs, DLC, remakes, remasters, they're all going to be eligible for all categories if the jury deems the new creative and technical work to be worthy of a nomination. And I think I know why they're doing this. What big expansion pack came out this year?
World of Warcraft.
God,
War
did
Within.
you say World of Warcraft?
War Within, yeah. Final Fantasy 14.
Okay. What actual good expansion that mattered came out this year? Devin.
The new season of Apex Legends.
Oh my god. Okay,
Didn't
so
some shit
anyways,
Destiny 2 one come out too?
oh my god, you guys are motherfuckers. So the reason they're doing this, obviously you get stuff like the Dead Space remake and things like that, the Resident Evil 4 remake, but it was the Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree.
Oh, that's right. That came
Wait, that
out.
came out
You're
this year?
right.
That came out
Damn,
this year.
Damn, time flies by pretty fast, man.
I think that's why they're expanding it to this because I think they want Shadow of the Earth Tree to win Game of the Year.
As it should be.
Because if let's like we talked about this, we talked about it when it came out. It practically was a whole new game. Like it was not just like, oh yeah, here's an extra, It was almost a smaller game as that they just pretty much tacked on to the main game. I mean that's obviously what an expansion should be, but this felt like a legit like, oh yeah, this is an expansion. This is something. So
Yeah, like World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy.
oh my god.
Oh yeah, for $40, you already fucking me another fucking thing. That's usually how they were.
Well, a lot of expansions are still not that like that, you know. It feels like it's just part of the game. Whereas Shadow of the Earth Tree felt like this could have been like, oh, it's just a mini sequel.
You know why? Because they make the game first, then think about DLC later instead of like making the game like this could just straight up be DLC. Don't make it then. We'll release that later. Ubisoft. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
yeah, I think that's why I think they're doing it. So here, in the FAQ right here, are DLCs? This is like yeah, in the FAQ, are DLCs, expansion packs, and remakes slash remasters eligible? This was like the answer to that or whatever. The Game Awards aims to recognize the best creative and technical work each year, irrespective of the format of that content's release. Expansion packs, new game seasons, DLCs, remakes, and remasters are eligible in all categories if the jury deems the new creative and technical work to be worthy of a nomination. Factors such as the newness of the content and its price slash value should be taken into consideration. So that's part of the FAQ for this. Now, I've said why I think they're doing this, but my question to you guys is: do you even think that they should do this? Should it should they expand it to this, or should they just stick with like, no, it's got to be a whole new game?
I mean, I think it just is. It like I said, if it's gonna be a case by case basis, that's fine. Because like Shadow of the Erd Tree is really like a special case by case basis. But like I don't know, back in the day, like fucking like Red Dead, Undead Nightmare comes out or whatever, and you have that. Like if you have these big expansions that actually take like hours to complete and are actually good, I'm fine with those being like up for game of the year because like those are big things and like they like it's not just like these cheapies where it's like I don't know.
like the
There's a
Fallout
new
expansions and stuff like that.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's what it probably should be coming down to. You're probably yeah, you're right. You're right. Like to just expand it to like expansions whatever sounds too like nebulous, I guess. But if you're like, well, this like, yeah, specifically Shadow of the Earth Tree, like, no, this is really good. Like this, like they didn't just like here's an extra map and some new bosses. They, like I said, it's like they put a mini sequel into the main game. Like
They let
yeah,
them cook.
something like that.
They
They
let
yeah
them
they let,
cook.
as the kids say, they let them cook. You're probably yeah. I mean, no, not probably. Yeah, you're right, Devin. Like, if it should be a case by case basis because it should be like where this is clearly just like so far ahead of what you would think when it comes to like a DLC or expansion or whatever. The thing is, for me,
Mhm.
I'm like, it says like new seasons and remakes and remasters. I kind of don't like that because for specifically like a new season, like if a new season in
Season's
a
dumb,
game,
bro. Like that ain't gonna happen, bro. No, there's
yeah,
no like season. Like, oh, dude, COD season 4, dude, for Black Ops 6 was amazing. No one gives a fuck, bro. Like, holy
yeah,
shit. Even Apex. Like, I'm trying to think of what fucking season would be like amazing for a game. It's like, oh, dude, this should be nominated for Game of the Year, dude. Or
yeah,
fucking a season that happened for like 2.5 months, dude. Yeah, totally. It's fucking dumb. I think they're just throwing that shit in, so like kind of like anybody can win, kind of shit. You won't, but throw them a bone or something like that.
Yeah, there's no fucking way that like a fucking season of Call of Duty they're like, you know what? They added in Diablo characters and like we really were like impressed by how they added Diablo characters. It's like that shit ain't gonna fucking happen.
Like, it maybe has its own category for like those kind of like games, like Destiny season, all those other games, the live service games or whatever.
Yeah, maybe yeah, that's a good idea. Like, oh, you guys get your own thing, like
well, no,
best new
they have
season
it.
of an existing game.
They
Oh, they
have
do
that.
have that
It's
category?
the
Okay.
it's the wow, ongoing
As an ongoing event, like
ongoing
like
video
the
gamer, ongoing something. Yeah, the
well,
word's ongoing.
if it's ongoing, it's gonna be fucking goddamn WoW because the expansion dropped and it was a lot better than fucking Final Fantasy. So like, of course, that's just gonna win.
Well, I'm just saying they do have like for like games that are live service. It's called like best ongoing something. I don't remember. what it is. I remember seeing it last year. That I think last year might have been the first
I think
year
it was
they did
Genshin
that.
Impact. No, I think Final Fantasy won like a couple years ago.
Okay, so maybe 2 years. But yeah, it's like best ongoing video game, I think, or something like that. So
Gotcha.
they do have a category for that, which is
But I thought
why
there's
this is
yeah.
why like saying that like seasons are being expanded to like all categories. I'm like it just doesn't make sense. Like, so you're saying like seasons could win like best story, maybe? Like I don't know. It just actually I kind of take back the whole like remakes remaster because like if certain remakes are clearly just like, oh, this is almost practically a new game, like Resident Evil 4.
Silent Hill 2 remake, fucking insane. Like that makes it. Like Devin said though, it's a case by case basis. If the game was completely like different or some obviously like oh this you kind of see this is the same area, but like it's literally redone from the ground up.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
Yeah.
yeah, I think should be nominated as well. But if it's just a what was it a remaster, you can kiss my ass.
yeah. The remasters one. If it's like there's that Shadow of the Dam hella remastered. Like, oh, they do, or like the Lollipop Chainsaw. Like, come on. Like, should that really be considered at any point for anything?
Well,
Like,
I
it's just
mean,
a prettier version
those
of the game.
yeah, and like that's not like those games were that great in the first place either.
I'm
So
using those as examples because those are two recent, like actual just remasters.
And
Like
sometimes those
they
remasters
didn't
are
remake the game.
fucking good. Look at fucking the GTA trilogy. The shit was even worse than the old trilogy ones.
Yeah,
it's good now. Speaking of the,
yeah. It
like
took them.
GTA trilogy, they patched it without
Yeah, it
like.
took them what,
That's fun.
a
I love
year?
how they patched it and they never fucking said anything. They just like it's fixed, and people are like, okay, thanks, I guess. Could you have just done that in the first place? They're
Yeah.
like, nah.
So I don't know. I don't know. The mini prediction. Do you think? What do you think's gonna win Game of the Year?
Final Fantasy 7, I think.
You think?
I hate to say it. I feel like Final Fantasy is gonna be up there, and it might win just because it's such a fucking big following. Like, try to think what other fucking big ass fucking game that dropped. I know Silent Hill 2. I wouldn't be
Third
surprised Silent Hill
trim.
2 got re fucking. Well, maybe Urchi 2. I forgot. That's gonna be dominant as well.
You don't think
Maybe
Dragon
you know
Age?
what, I kind of fuck no. It'd probably be nominated just because of the SHW shit or whatever the fuck.
Oh
But
my god, yeah, that's yeah.
no, but like for like actually being a fucking game instead of being super politically correct and stupid fucking fantasy characters have no fucking thing for it, but whatever. But like I feel like for just being a game, being good, I think like Final Fantasy and Archery are probably my two top choices. Yeah, like if we're adding DLCs and the being nominated for that stuff. Like I would love for Silent Hill to remake, but I don't feel like it's big as compared to like Final Fantasy and Elden Ring.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Devin, what do you think? Might win Game of the
Yeah,
Year?
probably Erd Tree, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of like a weak year for games, in my opinion. But
Yeah, it has been kind of a weak year, hasn't it? Like,
last year there was a lot of bangers, and I
I
know
think
bangers.
like next year's gonna be obviously a little better because we're gonna get some pretty good dope shit. Obviously GTA 5, that's gonna be game of the year. So fuck any other game that comes out, like you're winning.
yeah, I honestly have no clue what could win, but maybe Final Fantasy might actually win, which would be stupid, but yeah. All right, okay, let's go ahead and move to the last thing. It's a few things, but it's all Xbox related. So let's start with the whole. I don't even know. I'll just say all of it basically, and then we could just discuss it as as a whole. So there's a few things. Uh, first up, not maybe not first up, but like I guess to start off with the Xbox stuff. They started a new campaign. This is an Xbox. They basically are just like now leaning into like, oh, if you have an Xbox, this is an Xbox. You have a laptop, this is an Xbox. PC games and stuff. If you have a phone, this is an Xbox. If you have just a TV that has the cloud streaming app, this is an Xbox. Stuff like that. If you look at their tweet that has like this is an Xbox, they have it's an Xbox, a laptop, like a ROG Ally, ROG Ally, I don't know how you say it, or a Steam Deck, a TV, a Fire Stick, um, a VR device, a phone. They also have a cat box and a bento box. I guess they're just trying to make jokes. So obviously they're leaning into like, you know what? However you want to play Xbox is how you're gonna play Xbox games or whatever. Which makes sense because Phil Spencer recently just was talking about Xbox. I don't. Where was he? I don't know if it was an interview or something. Uh, it's an article from Bloomberg. But it was talking about like they're still doing their thing where maybe they want to have get more acquisitions like studios and stuff. Which I mean, duh, makes sense or whatever. And look for more creative partners, whatever. But one of the things, actually not one, we'll go with the two biggest things that he said, was that they're still going to make more consoles, but specifically they are going to make a handheld console, but don't expect it for a few years. Not only that, but when it came to what video games they would release on other devices, there are quote unquote no red lines. Uh, Obviously, that means that pretty much anything could be released on anything. So that was all the Xbox like big stuff for the week. Now, I mean, real quick, the whole ad campaign. This is an Xbox. What do you guys think? Just this is real quick.
I mean, I've been saying it for a while. Like I have been saying, like Xbox doesn't give a shit about how you play their game as long as you subscribe to Game Pass. They don't give a shit. Like you don't buy their console, everyone knows. Like this is a common thing. They don't make money on that. So if you buy a PC and you subscribe to Game Pass, they're making more money off you. So like they're finally just like leaning into it. Like they're finally leaning into what I've been saying for fucking months now, where it's just like they don't care. They literally want your Game Pass subscription. Like Netflix doesn't make Netflix TVs because they wouldn't make a fucking margin on that. They just have you subscribe to their streaming service. That's how they make their money. Like it's as simple as that. So that's just the model that Microsoft is going with, and they're now finally steering into it and embracing that marketing better.
Yeah, I replied to someone on Twitter about this, but I was more talking about just the whole "this is an Xbox" campaign. But I'll also add in with the whole like no red lines for what games could be released on what devices. But Microsoft has been either second place or third place, basically. Realistically, like third place ever since they've been a console maker. They've never been the actual leader. I mean, I guess yes, they were like the leader during the Xbox 360 era.
But not by the end. By the end, the PlayStation 3 sold more.
Exactly. So, but like even that, like yeah, that was one
Because the PlayStation is
generation.
more popular in Japan. Like Japan is like the real difference maker. I mean, like because the Xbox has always sold like dog shit in Japan.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it never had JRPGs, so that's why they never really.
They had Lost Odyssey.
Cool from like 2006, and that was it.
Well,
And like
we're
Final
talking about
Fantasy,
we're talking about the 360 generation where like they had Lost Odyssey, they had
like Final Fantasy
Blue
13.
Dragon.
Okay, and then it's two.
They
That's
had Tales of a few different Tales games.
they had one
Yeah,
Tales game. I think that
No,
is on the
I
360.
swear they had like two or three.
I remember because I fought it all on PS3.
Uh,
I
But
mean they tried,
compare
but
like
now I
100.
mean like
Yeah, like now they're
the,
embracing it, which is actually finally like good, to do it. Because again, a lot of people are big into this JRPG shit now.
yeah, but no.
But yeah,
So
because like now you have
Xbox,
all the Persona games and all that other shit on Game Pass.
yeah.
Yakuza games.
But no, yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm saying,
especially coming to Game Pass. Oh, can't fuck with that shit. I'll try that shit out.
but no, like I'm saying, Xbox has never really been like the leader. PlayStation's basically been the leader since they came out. Nintendo's always gonna have its own little like piece of the pie that like nobody's really taken away. So it's been a two-man race between PlayStation and Xbox, but for all intents and purposes, Xbox has never really like they had one lap and that was it. So yeah, like they're obviously tired of it. Like they know it. They're like we're not gonna like quote unquote win this. Let's just make money. And how do you make money? By you want to play on PC? You want to play on your phone? You want to play on a Steam Deck or ROG Ally or whatever and stream our games? Okay, cool. Yeah, subscribe to Game Pass. Oh, you want to play Halo, but you don't want to, which I think is going to happen. But you don't want to buy an Xbox, but you'll play it on a on a PlayStation? Fuck it. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we'll sell you Halo. We'll sell you Gears. We'll sell you, Fable, Forza, whatever. I think that's probably what they're doing. And as I mentioned, they're still going to make consoles. They said they're making consoles and other devices, which is handheld devices. So they're still going to be like, oh yeah, if you want to just have an Xbox, Series X2 or whatever, yeah, we got that for you. Give us your money. That's what all this is. All this is just them giving you all like whatever choice you want that all feeds into their pocket. That's all this is.
You
And
buy eventually you buy a PlayStation to subscribe to Game Pass. Who gives a shit?
but like this isn't just like Microsoft also like, well, you know what, we've never been the console leader like for reals or whatever. I think this is also because we've seen it. Like Concord is the biggest one recently about like, oh, it cost so much to make this game and it was a failure. But we've been seeing that more and more where it's like it costs a lot to make a video game and then the games don't make their money back. And you know, they're obviously trying to make more money but with how they're selling games with like, oh, here's a $120, $130 version or whatever. Oh, and games are $70 now. Things like that. Games are getting more expensive. Xbox has never really been the actual market leader. Obviously, they're just like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. Just this is what we're gonna do. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point, because PlayStation has been releasing their games on PC more and more. Not day and date, but like they're getting closer. And maybe we do get to a point. I have said it in previous episodes of the podcast. Like, I think that we'll get to a point where PlayStation, is going to be like, they've released what, Lego Horizon Adventures? But I think they might get to a point where they start releasing more games like on the Switch and maybe even Xbox
It
because
would
they
have
just
cool to
need to
see.
make money.
Yeah, it would have cool to see like a Little Big Plan or something to throw that shit to Switch. You know. But,
Like, it is just what they do, what these companies do isn't, it clearly isn't working the way they want it to work, because that's why you're seeing Xbox, like they've already been releasing games on PC. That's why they have Game Pass as a thing, and that's why they're like doing this more and more. Like, oh yeah, we'll go ahead and release games on other consoles, and then you see it with PlayStation where they're like, oh, yeah, okay, let's it's been a year, we'll release this game on PC, and even like they've expanded the way their PlayStation Plus program is. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if at some point PlayStation Plus is more like actual Game Pass. Because it probably has to be a point where you have to be a service. Because maybe it also even gets to a point where it's like people don't want to buy a console. because I've even talked about it before. Like we've talked about it, like the PlayStation 5 Pro being what, $700, right?
With no disk drive
With no disc drive.
and not even that good.
I don't think that's an outlier in like how how much consoles will cost, because the consoles, these latest consoles, Series X, S, or Series X, we'll say more, and the PlayStation 5 were 500 to start, but they even had to raise the price of these consoles recently by $50. So like, what's to stop them from being like, yeah, consoles are really expensive. They're $600 now for the Series X2 and the PlayStation 6. And like, when your consoles are that expensive and you still want people to play your stuff, play your games, subscribe to your whatever, like, you know what? Oh, hey, you don't have to buy a console from us. Subscribe to PlayStation Plus, and on your PC, you can just stream all games. Or subscribe to Game Pass, and on your PC or your TV or your ROG Ally or Steam Deck, whatever, you can play our games. You could stream, or you could do that because it just makes more sense. That's why you see this, like Phil Spencer saying, "Oh yeah, we have no red lines for the games," and this is an Xbox. Like you can play your Xbox games on all these different styles of devices, and them saying that, yeah, they're gonna make a handheld because at some point you have to cast as wide of a net as possible if you want to keep making money in the video game industry. I just, this is the future of games where at least I think, I'm 90% positive this is the future of games, is that the their subscription service, and they release their games on like pretty much everything. The only company that would not do it is Nintendo, I think, and that's because they refuse to make the. I mean, Breath of the Wild, I still think I see it for like $50. So they clearly make enough money to be like, yeah, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. I mean, they'll get a little bit more expensive. I'm pretty sure the next console is gonna be like 350, maybe 400. But yeah, this is just how I think gaming is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe not in our lifetime Nintendo will be like that, but I think eventually, like people, I think Nintendo will eventually just, I don't know, like once streaming becomes a thing, but that's like many decades like after our lifetime. But yeah, like I agree, Nintendo's gonna be the only one where it's like you still gotta buy our console and cartridges and stuff.
Yeah, I just think, yeah, I just think it's just everything is too expensive, and companies, you know, obviously companies, they're not our friends. They're businesses in the end. What is their end goal? It's to make money. This is how you make money. I don't know, JJ. What are your like thoughts on all this stuff? That's a good insight, JJ.
That's a good
Oh, Jesus
fuck you
Christ.
to you, Everett.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. It's like it's just ditto, man. Fucking ditto what Devin said, dog. No, no, but yeah, I think it's too expensive, man. It's just gonna be too hard for. I think we start going toward the streaming service. I think it's inevitable that it's gonna be like that. And just like the Ubisoft guy said, we're gonna have to not be okay not owning our games, man. Because again, nobody wants to spend $70 on a shitty game, and the
Especially too,
console's getting
yeah.
expensive.
Like a lot of games have, like when they're coming out, people are like, "Wow, this game was not good." Like Star Wars Outlaws was not popular. Dragon Age Veilguard looks like it's not been popular. These games are not like $40, $50. They are
Which
$70 to 120,
I guess
$30.
I needed to look more into reviews, but with Dragon Age, like I saw, like I mean, I think IGN gave it a 9, right?
It got good reviews, but like I said, aside from the like saying that like it's our what was it our most successful like launch of a video game. Other than that, they've not mentioned any like financials when it comes to the game. So that's why it leads me to believe to like as maybe yeah, it did have like it is the most successful launch. But that's not saying much when like people could spend $120 for a version of the game. And probably a lot of people did spend that much thinking like I just want a new Dragon Age game and we're excited about a new Dragon Age game. And so they spent the money. But that doesn't mean that like it kept selling like, you know, more and more and more. Because I've
Yeah, like
even
what?
seen people who were like super excited, like, oh my god, we're finally getting a new Dragon Age game. And they were like, I don't know what they did to my favorite franchise, but they fucked it up.
Yeah, like a fucking Mass Effect.
Yeah. Like I see a lot of people who are super excited about Dragon Age, the Bale Guard, or just that they're like BioWare is my favorite company, and they're like I have no faith in BioWare anymore. I've seen that sentiment a lot. I mean, you see a lot of people who are just like this game is stupid because like there's a character who's like oh I go by they them, I'm non-binary stuff like that or whatever. You have those people still, but like I have seen a lot of people who are like no this game is just not good, and like BioWare's just done.
They're cooked.
Yeah.
They cook too long, man. They cook too long.
So I don't think that game is gonna be as financially successful as EA hoped. And so like yeah, it's just I think we're gonna be seeing too many games where people end up like, yeah, no, they don't like it, and the games are not successful. I mean, it happens to like every company. So,
More than others, but
and
yeah.
but the thing is too, yeah, more than others. But we even see games that were like, oh yeah, no, this like everyone seemed to like this game. You saw a lot of positive reaction to it, and it got good reviews. But yet, it still somehow didn't sell a lot.
Was it like Hi-Fi Rush, right?
Like Hi-Fi Rush. Like yeah, we saw all the people poo-pooing on fucking Xbox for oh we're gonna shut down uh Tango GameWorks because this. But like Hi-Fi Rush did not. It wasn't a financial success. They said it was a success at first, but then you didn't hear them talk about like how much more it was making. So clearly it didn't make as much as everyone was thinking it was making. It started off great and then it just fell off. Or
Yeah.
like the Prince of Persia game, I saw a lot of people who were like, "Yeah, this game is great," but like
Yeah,
Ubisoft
you guys are saying it
came
right here, right?
huh?
You guys liked it. You guys liked it, right?
Yeah, it was
Like,
not a
Never
bad
what?
never
game.
played it, but I
I
played it a
didn't finish
lot.
it, but I did enjoy what I was playing. But like Ubisoft came out and said it wasn't a financial success. And when you're spending as much as these companies are spending, and you're getting too many games coming out, like yeah, it wasn't a financial success. That's why Ubisoft has Ubisoft Plus, EA has EA Play, and all that, because they just want more money. Yeah, I know this started out as yeah like Xbox news, Xbox discussion, but this is as a wider conversation about video games. This pertains to that in that like we're seeing too many studio closures and too many layoffs in the past few years because a companies have gotten a little complacent in the way they make their games, and that leads to B, games are not as successful as they would like. They're not making as much money, which leads to C, gamers not wanting to purchase other games from said company or companies, developers and publishers and all that, which
Because they
leads
just
to yeah,
yeah, because they
it's
just
just
look at us gamers as a fucking number, like a sales thing, and that's it. Like obviously, yeah, they're a business, but like if you make the game for the gamers, by gamers actually enjoy playing the games, and like understanding how it works instead of like, oh, I'm just here to code shit and just clock out. I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
I think that's a big problem for fucking WoW because none of those fucking people played their fucking game, and every
yeah.
was like, oh yeah, this is actually not fun at all for anybody. So let's just keep making it. Like, but dude, we don't like it. Well, fuck you. You know, it just spits in the
No
player
one
face.
asked.
Actually, fucking play exactly. Nobody fucking likes it, but um, I think it just makes people not want to play those games anymore. And I think I was just started thinking like I don't know if I heard it somewhere, but like are we gonna like going down to like a video like crisis shit, like kind of like a like the whole ET shit because all these games are just so fucking dog shit, man.
Now, I don't think we're gonna get to that kind of like. I keep seeing a lot of people are like, "Oh, we're heading into
Right?
a video game crash." I don't think it's gonna be that dire, but I think
Because
it's a thing
like,
of like I think we're gonna see maybe a slowdown at some point, and I think it's because of like video games are taking a little bit longer to make. They're more
well, that and
expensive to
maybe
make.
some people are just making half-ass shit and like maybe using AI to make generic bullshit. Like I know some people are like obviously hate that and don't want to do it because I think once you start saying like, oh, we're using AI to make this video game kind of shit, it's already gonna get super negative shit from that. Because I think it was that whole movement that happened. Like what was it this year or last year? The whole like AI stuff for like Hollywood and the writer shit. Like I know that how that
Yeah, that
thing was
was this
happening.
year. That was this year.
Yeah, hey, they're doing all that shit. And it's a slap to the face, and it just makes it more generic, and we gamers don't like that because we actually want to play a fun game. Just like look at Baldur's Gate 3; those people love making the game probably, and it's a fucking amazing game. You know?
But we're not gonna get a lot of that.
Yeah, we're not gonna get that. That's like the guy who said, like, don't expect our games to be that good because like, why shouldn't they? If I'm spending like $70 to $120, some shit.
Yeah.
Like just be ready to spend your $70 or some shit you'll play for like 2 3 weeks and just fuck off. Say you'll play the game, but you won't. And just sit in your fucking catalog forever, like on like a Steam library shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna head into a video game crash again, but I think we'll see a slowdown. It's too big now, I think, at this point, and you still have like indie games and smaller games being created that will keep certain things, but
I
I
think
think
that's
you'll see like the bigger franchises have to slow down in their releases and things. Like AAA just has to look back and be like, take a look, like yeah, they have to like take a look back and be like, okay, like we have to do something different. But I don't think it'll be like,
yeah.
oh shit.
Like bury this game, bury Concord in the desert.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, a lot of indie games are gonna be going with the more of the route to get games because again, like it's 25, maybe $40 or something like that to like depending on like the game. But and it's a lot better than paying $70 and not liking it. And with Steam, you can refund digital games if you, within a couple hours. And but I think only it's bigger companies that start seeing that shit probably would purchase them or something like that, and then it goes back to the whole thing where they're kind of now being told what to do, and then this game just doesn't become fun anymore. Whatever. Like I don't know. Maybe it's the hype. I don't know. I'm probably just talking my ass now.
No, I mean, like you're right. I mean, like there is something to be said. Like, I mean, like I don't know. Like I'll send reels every once in a while to our Instagram like group chat where it's just like gaming during the 360 era was truly like a fucking like we got, and I think I talked about this recently. Like we got to grow up and like the true like we got to live through like all the really great golden ages of gaming. We got the NES, we got the SNES, we got the 64, we got the PlayStations, we got the Xbox 360, original Xbox, like LAN parties and stuff, like going over that, like playing Halo and Halo 2 in people's houses and stuff like that. We had to do like all like the coolest shit. Like if you like, I know like it's like the boomer thing, like oh back in my day, like it was like we had like it was better, like whatever, like but no, like gaming back in our like even if you just go back to the 360 era, like if you were alive during that era, that was the best time I think to ever play video games. Like graphically, things were great. Like online play was fun. There wasn't microtransactions. Like it's just a fun time to play games.
Like actually hidden secrets when you play, and like not everything's like
Yeah,
it's like people data mine this shit. And it's like oh, there's this shit in the game already before the game's already out. You're like okay, like that
yeah.
ruins the spoiler.
Well, even or just like everything. Like when you played online in Call of Duty, like there wasn't like the meta weapons where like everyone's using the same shit. And it's just like yeah, you had
The MP5.
yeah. I mean, like I know, but like still, like it was still better. Like but you
But
didn't
like
have
everybody
like
knew
it
if you
was
played the MP5, you're still a bitch. Like everybody knew if you use a certain weapon, you're a fucking
because
like
like
you're,
streaming wasn't a big thing. So it's like why are you trying to be so sweaty? Like with why are you trying to do like I forget which Call of Duty like there was like the double shotguns.
no.
But it's like why it's like why are you fucking trying to be sweaty and doing that? Like and then you would and then but then
Was
the
that
game
Black Ops
chat
1?
but then
No,
like game chat like took care of that. Now it's just like people would just get shit on in game chat for that type of stuff. And now it's just like people are just I don't know trying to be a hardcore streamers and I
Yeah.
don't know. But it's we truly got to live through the best of it, and hopefully we can get back to some sort of golden age of gaming because, like, there are good games that come out, and we just need developers to not put out like these
Shit.
big hardcore like shit developers. Like when you get good IPs, like Star Wars Outlaws, it's not a bad game. But the thing is, it's like Ubisoft. You guys have been making games for fucking decades now, and it's just like, how is this the best you can do with the Star Wars IP? Like this is
Yeah.
what you guys got, and you're like, this is what we want to do. We want to reskin Far Cry. We want to reskin all of our games. And like same with the Avatar license. Like all you guys did was for Avatar, you just reskinned Far Cry. That's all you guys did. Just with like Avatar things. Oh, for crafting, you just need to get these things. It's like, okay, this is just fucking Far Cry, but with an Avatar theme. And like, is it a bad game? No. But is it just generic at this point for you guys? Yes. It's just like it's annoying. And I think hopefully just Ubisoft notices that. And I think like the thing is it kind of sucks with Prince of Persia just didn't sell. And like I feel like that's just people just getting fed up with Ubisoft. Like I feel like they need to come out with like their next Assassin's Creed needs to be a fucking banger, or they need to come out with a new IP that's just like people are like holy shit, or bring back some old franchises like Rayman and do some shit that like no one's expecting because I think people are just tired of Ubisoft at this point.
Yeah.
So it's like you guys need to fucking come out and do something instead of just being like at your next Uplay event or whatever you guys call it, being like, we got Just Dance 2025 coming out this year, fam. We got great songs. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, we got the what's the latest songs this year? Yeah, we put that shit in there. Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna and we're releasing it on another disc instead of just making it like a fucking $10 download, where you like a $20 download. You're gonna have to buy a brand new $50 game, and all it is in there, it's not even a disc. It's just a download code, and it's just like, okay, like that's fucking stupid. But
Hmm.
what other games do you guys got? Well, now we've restarted development on our Prince of Persia Standard Times again with a new development team, or just something stupid like that. And we're adding microtransactions in for the Assassin's Creed game to get XP faster because we know you don't want to play our games. Just they just have some of the dumbest shit. I know that's just Ubisoft and like, but I just feel like they're the worst. And it sucks because they have good IP and I feel like Rayman's never coming back, and that's sad.
This guy. All right.
Dude, the Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins games were
Yes, we know you talk
some of
about
the
it every week.
yes, they're great platformers. Ligma balls, dude.
Okay. All right. With that, we're gonna go ahead and I think that'll be a good way to end the podcast. I don't think we have much more to say. Just
No, just real quick on Death Stranding. You can make shit and piss bombs and grenades that you throw at people, so that's interesting.
Game of the year.
game of the year.
Well, I mean, I think people did nominate it for Game of the Year back in the day, like when it came out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, you can make piss and shit bombs. So that's something.
And
That's a
drink
thing in this game.
and drink Monster Energy, right? Something like that. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Did you see the PT Easter egg in there?
I don't think I have gotten to that point yet. Like I picked up a God of War like memory tape or whatever. It's like, oh, this used to be a popular video game franchise. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Interesting. Okay, so yeah, that will do it for this week. We'll be back next week. I'm not. I'm obviously feeling
As
a lot
long as
better.
you
So
don't
I'm
get
obviously,
fucking dysentery,
yes, I'm gonna get dysentery and die. Fuck. Yeah. Oh my god.
just like
All
you're
right.
on the Oregon Trail.
All right. So I've been Everett, aka Two Beats to Kill You.
Boo.
Fuck you.
What?
Devin.
All right, well, let's grip it and rip it. Hopefully, you don't grip it and rip it too hard this week, Everett.
Jesus Christ. JJ.
Keep it real, boys and ladies.
All right. Until next time, we'll catch
Canceled.
you. Jesus.
I got canceled.
We'll catch you later.